All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Said he kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Said YouTube page, fire breathing page. Y'all already know what it is. And so, if you high power, black power frequency and energy, you feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join the link right down in the video description. It's in the chat. Click it. You'll get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Black General Sarah Seti's YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Seti, DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. I know you're going to like and love. Get over there, check out the catalog, get you something, get a discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm. GeneralSeti.com, SETI University. We talking about over 2,000 videos. That's right, jalapeno presentations, over 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love from the general. Plus, we got the grandmaster teachers, all type of documentaries and lectures handpicked by the general, and all the subjects that I teach on. Man, it's all powerful. Ain't nothing can touch it nowhere, no how, and it's developing daily. You want to be down, believe me. If you are a black power truth seeker, you want to be down. That's right. And everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never come, exclusive live streams, too hot to handle on YouTube, but just so exquisite, we keep it for our family on Patreon when it's too raw for YouTube. That's right, we take it straight to Patreon. You get a chance to see the general live. That's the biggest perk popping his Patreon page out there. We don't just upload, we go live on our page. And so most definitely you got over 500 live streams waiting on your family. Join today. That's right. And so I'm ready to rumble on Rumble, the Black Power scholar that won't stumble or fumble, about to upset a whole lot of goddamn personalities over there. They're going to be upset, but it ain't going to be nothing they could do with the general, because y'all know how we do. So join in for the ride, buckle in, because it's going to be a hell of a ride, family, on Rumble. And to all the family out there, donate to the general. I thank you. I appreciate the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate, I appreciate you. The link is right down in the video description. Donate today. Thank you. And subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Here we go. What I'm trying to tell you, Iran's president, foreign minister, feared dead in a helicopter crash. How ironic of that. That two of the top come up missing. I'm trying to tell you, it's not gonna be long. You feel me? I smell regime change going on in Iran. That's what I fear regime change is going on in Iran. They didn't, you see that, Trump knocked down, before he left, he knocked down one of their senior military generals. That hurt. Nah, fear dead, the president, the foreign minister, looks like regime change. So and how ironic that it would take place after Iran shot the missiles and, shot them missiles, and here in not long, about what is it, 30 days? It's been about 30, maybe 45, about 45 days, and you're dead, and you come up missing. And I'm thinking to myself, they saying that it was really foggy and shit. You don't take no president out on no goddamn, and you in a goddamn helicopter. Them helicopters known to go down. It's just something about them. They just go down. They're more of a threat of crashing than I believe than even planes. And so when you get in that goddamn helicopter, when you take to the air, you're at the mercy. You're at the mercy of the air, and when that motherfucker get to falling, it just ain't gonna be, it's just not gonna be in your favor. And so, my thinking, number one, knowing, I studied the Israelis, the Mossad, their intelligence agency over there. Show no mercy. They don't show no mercy. If they put a hit out on your ass, it's going, they're going to call the hit. That's it. They're going to go in there and do what they got to do to get your ass up out of there. Yeah, they had to. I didn't even hear nothing about the Israel. I just figured, this is what, that's what happened. They're gonna go ahead and strike the head of the beast. That's what they're gonna do. And that's their motive. That's how they get down. They really see, the thing is, these smaller nations, they really can't bang, a long time with, a larger nation. They don't intend to, fight prolonged wars, because they don't really have a large enough military to fight a war like that, and so what they gonna do is they're gonna be brutal. You see what they doing over there in Gaza? They don't intend to stop until it's over with. Okay? They don't intend to stop until it's over with. And so with a small, when the Israelis called, they had to call, reservists up. And I mean, they all throughout society. They could be bakers and shit. They could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? The damn garbage man. And they had to call them up. It's so small of a nation that damn near everybody have to do at least 2 years. If you're a citizen, I believe you got to do something like 2 years of military. You have to do at least 2 years. And so with, and the thing is, see, such as the U.S., soldiers are soldiers. Yeah, they get to, if you doing something, if you get you a degree in something, and yeah, you might be, but you're a soldier. You're not, they don't go and get computer analysts and all that and train them to be soldiers for, all of a sudden they will call the draft, but really they rather just, get there, have you sign up and this, that, and the third. And that's the way that they like it, but, you have an army and these are soldiers, but with the Israelis, they calling critical people in their infrastructure to come to go to war and shit. So, to take a hit, and have have large numbers of deaths and shit, that could be crippling to their ass, and their economy and everything else, that could be totally crippling to them in more ways than one. So they're not gonna play no games. They strategy is, if they had to go to war with you, they're gonna be brutal. They're gonna attack everything, every infrastructure quickly, disabling you, arming you, dismantling you. That's what they intend to do. They don't intend to play no games. And so what that means is they're gonna kick ass, and then they're gonna ask, they're gonna, they'll ask all questions later. But they're not gonna be asking you no questions. They're not gonna ask you if you down with Hamas. They're gonna assume you with Hamas, and they're gonna, anything that's breathing down there in Gaza, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna attack, and that's what they've been doing. And they don't intend to. And now that they have, pretty much, they may have not dismantled them in totality, but they most definitely, Hamas most definitely been crippled. They hurt. They hurt. Believe that. Them motherfuckers is hurt. And so now they understand that it's not just dealing with they enemy within, which is the Palestinians. Is dealing with the head of the snake. They can deal with but you got to deal with the Hamas and the Hezbollah, because they right there. You know what I'm saying? But they understand that it's Iran that's funding the Hezbollah, funding Hamas. And so ultimately, you got to cut the head off of the snake. You're going to have to cut the head off of the snake. And so, for them to have been, to fire missiles and shit. And see, the thing is, the Israelis not taking no orders from the United States. They're not taking none. It's obvious. That motherfucker Netanyahu, they looked the other way every fucking time Biden said something. See, people don't understand that Biden and Netanyahu ain't never liked one another. And Obama and shit and them, never liked Netanyahu. And I heard early on when Biden was in, he was much younger than what he is right now, and Netanyahu first came into power in Israel. Biden was talking shit about Netanyahu then. He said he didn't agree with nothing that he was, none of his policies and shit. For real. He was saying that shit early on in his career. So, they didn't have underlining, they don't like each other. But see, Biden know, regardless to whether he don't like Netanyahu, he represents the state of Israel. And so they can, and so, the United States can pull back on some funding and shit and this, that, and the third. And I don't know, they're going to is somebody going to be sacrificed? Is somebody going to be sacrificed? And you seeing a power struggle in the world in more ways than one, not just people looking, at Russia and people looking at China and people looking at North Korea, and you say that, but there's some there's some struggles in the so-called coalition of allies. You see, with Israel and the United States and even the Europeans and shit. They really, on one hand, they don't want to go to war, until they ready. They don't want Netanyahu to, call the shots on when it's time to go to war. They want to decide. And so right now, they might not be ready, but Netanyahu is pulling the plug and shit. You see, now, if they find out, which I believe eventually, they're going to find out that they had something to do with it. And, that's, you talking about, assassination of which they didn't, they don't give a fuck. United States done the same shit. You see, Russia done the same shit. All of these motherfuckers have, if you are a smaller nation and, and you want to stand up and put your chest out there, they be more than willing to jump in your goddamn chest, assassinate your president. They don't give a fuck. Look what Russia did to the motherfucking I believe he was the president of Ukraine. I don't know. He was the president of Ukraine. I don't know, was it 2 terms back or maybe 1 term? Man, they poisoned that motherfucker. His face and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, got disfigured and shit. Yeah, they poisoned the shit out of his ass. And so yeah, they don't give a fuck about none of that. They go to great lengths to stay in power and have their agenda push forward. And so, ain't none of these motherfuckers is just branches of a wicked ass tree, and that's just real talk. And so, again, Netanyahu, and see, the thing is, they can say what they want to say. See, they're going to put you some Israelis out there. They know good and goddamn well that they far beyond any dialogue with the Arab world. The Arab world been talking shit about, and like I say, I'm on the outside looking in. I don't want no motherfucker to, I'm just reporting what I see. Fuck y'all, okay? Just don't, you emotional and you want to take, I don't take sides. I'm on the outside looking in. And what I see is that they didn't, them Israelis is the thief of today. They didn't came in, they didn't took it from the other thief. You see who was the thief? He was the Arabs are the previous thief that took it from us. You see when them took it from our people, and that's how it is. And so you could just see, and so people want to whine for the Palestinians. And like I say, that's your business. I'm not here to say nothing, but other than that, they've been thieving just like the Israelis. But they understand that they are surrounded by the Arab world, and they chant their destruction every motherfucking day. And so I don't argue that. So, but what I do understand is them motherfuckers know that if they don't kick no motherfucking ass, they done for. Yeah, they done for. So they not gonna, take no orders from the United States. They not gonna take no orders from NATO. They ain't doing that. They understand that, the United States and NATO very well might sacrifice them, you see, for the cause, just to stay in power. So they understand that they got to play their own motherfucking hand. That's the reality, you see. But on the other hand, you have to understand that, the Jewish community got a lot of wealth and a lot of power, and their hand is all through the United States, all through Europe, all through the world. You see, and so when we'll see how long Biden is able to, play the role that he's playing, and before that goddamn hand get to squeezing and shit, you know what I'm saying? And we'll see, we'll see how far that go. But I understand that the Israelis they ready to, whoever is threatening their well-being. And like I say that only to say, for, understanding the situation, not in agreement, not in whatever. I'm understanding as a chess master, seeing what they in, what condition that they in. And if they don't, put a heavy hand down, their ass is done for. They're going to get their ass up out of there. That's real talk. Just know that. And so that's why they're not taking, because they feel the United States, they feel that Europe is willing to sacrifice the state of Israel to stay in power and further their own agenda. You know what I'm saying? And so they like, fuck that. And so they're going to take it straight to the heart of the dragon, the beast, and which is seen to be Iran. And so they president, they foreign minister is, and you don't know, I believe the Mossad, which is the secret service intelligence agency of the Israelis, very well may have infiltrated the government of Iran. Very well may have infiltrated the government of Iran. I mean, is that beyond belief? They've done it before. Shit. It ain't like that. They've done it before. Shit. I mean, all these countries, they didn't found the goddamn Chinese. They didn't infiltrate it over here. Motherfuckers got police stations in New York and shit. You got motherfuckers, Chinese been delivering information from the United States government. You know what I'm saying? And, delivering it back to China. Yeah, the U.S. and the U.S. and UK was paid to militarily get them. The Jewish community created Israel. They created it. You know what I'm saying? Their agenda, they went to, and that was who's created it. The United States and UK militarily made it possible. But the Jewish community, the Ashkenazis is the one that created it. You know what I'm saying? And made it happen. So yeah, that's the truth of the matter. We don't want to put too much on the United States and the UK. Yeah, they made it possible. But shit, when you talk about the Rothschilds was already running the UK. The UK, when you say the UK Rothschilds was already running the UK. They run their banks and been running their banks. So yeah, they used the UK government to establish that. But they was already running the UK. You see what I'm saying? For real. So that's the truth of the matter. And so, yeah, with this, they going straight at the head of the beast. And so I believe, again, we're going to see, how that was, would they openly attack a president of a sovereign nation like that, assassinate a president and a foreign minister, or would they do it covertly? And so more than likely, they would do it covertly, because to attack a sovereign president, man, that means you done took off all the gloves. You done took off all the gloves. Every president in the goddamn world gonna be nervous, that hell, you could be assassinated by some foreign national, some foreign nation, secret service of other nations and shit. So, nations is turning in on nations and shit, and so it's critical out here, man. It's the air is for any type of warfare it's a very thin veil out there right now. It's a very thin veil out there right now. We've seen Putin go, was in, I believe was it Xi Jinping? Was he in Russia? Did he go to Russia? I believe he did. He went to Russia. He was on some type of, and so him and Putin, seem to be they locking arms, so it seemed. And and like I say, it's a whole lot of actors out here. It's a whole lot of actors out there. So you can't, watch every fucking thing. Yeah. You can't watch everything and just think it's all good. China going back Russia to the extent because they know that if the United States or NATO take control of Ukraine, they will have military bases directly west of the borders of China and Russia, directly west, able to totally surrounding their ass. Really, you're gonna have a base on the western end. You're gonna have all type of bases in on the eastern end, Japan, all down, and maybe not in Taiwan particularly, but in that vicinity, the Philippines, all in the South China Sea, they got them surrounded. So people is thinking, and so that's what the United States is doing very quietly. Motherfuckers is, and they hear everything that motherfuckers is talking about out there. They hear that shit, but quietly they is putting the motherfucking noose around the neck. Believe it or not, believe it or not. And so soon as they think that China and Vladimir in 2 days later, boo, boo. You see, here you go. We're gonna show you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna show you. You know, we ain't playing no games. You ain't playing no games. We ain't playing no games. Okay, so what that he was normally the president of Iran was looked at as the third, so-called powerhouse. Russia, China, and this guy, I believe his name is Reese, I believe Reese or something like that. And so his ass is up out of there. The foreign minister was talking shit, his ass up out of there, and so, that's why I keep telling Ramaphosa down there, you can hear that motherfucker knees knocking from South Africa all the way to goddamn, to the US. And I'm saying it because I tell my people, stay out of that shit. Don't engage in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Do not engage. Stay out of that fight. That's not your fight. Let them goddamn Caucasoids fight that fight. But you niggas want to take a side. Ain't no side in that. Them goddamn tribes and them goddamn Cro-Magnon tribes been fighting, goddamn it, up in them caves since day one. And here you gonna take a side. Yeah, here you gonna take a side against, knowing that, you gonna put yourself and your nation in harm's way. You gonna put your nation in harm's way. So leaders is looking all over the world now. Yeah, they looking like, yeah, motherfucker, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You can bring in the military. We willing to go covert on your ass. You know what I'm saying? You get to talking all that shit, we're going covert. It looks like, that any type, anything goes. And so it was almost taboo that, you don't hit a solving president, prime minister, nothing like that. Or any type of, high-ranking official in a government. But that's just not true. Yeah, that's just not true. Okay? And so, all those them nations in Africa, we love you. Build yourself up by staying the fuck out of these Cro-Magnon, wars that they've been fighting for goddamn thousands of years. Stay out of that shit. You can trade with a motherfucker without making, treaties and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You could trade with a motherfucker to it. And if it get to where motherfuckers is beefing and shit, fuck them all. You know what I'm saying? Stay out of that shit. Find another means by, which you can bring, advance your nation, bring your nation to be a thriving nation. You have to find, you can't always engage in the world's activities because this world is destined to come tumbling down. So you can't engage and you have to see past this world. You have to start building other lanes of development. And so that means you got to say fuck them both, which is the best answer. Fuck them both and build something, for self, and stay out of that shit. That's what need to be done. Because ultimately, anybody that is of a ally to any one of them, you're a target. You're a target. So that's what I say to my family in Africa. And I know they want to be free. They want to be free. And I know that the pot might be hot than a motherfucker. And they might feel it's necessary to bring in, outside help, bring in the Russians. But how long is the Russians going to be there? You know what I'm saying? How long is they going to be there? And for you, if they willing, they saying they willing to go all the way. But they don't have that type of military. Just know that. They don't have that type of military that could go across the world. They military not built like that, man. They not. They can play, they can play like they built like that, but they not built like that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, they ain't built like that. And so you gonna be dependent on an ally that just gonna renege on their promises to you, and you gonna be out there by yourself. You see, you're gonna be out there in which they gonna pillage the nation even more, you know what I'm saying, than what they've been doing in previous years. It's best to just develop in your own lane, develop with your brothers and sister nations in the continent, help each other to develop and stay the fuck out of these European Asian wars. All right, family, this is General Cyrus Seti. Hit up some of them links, support the general, hard work over here. Yeah, hard work over here. Say, Billy got an Anunnaki movie he's selling. I know he is. Let him sell his movie. We gonna talk about his ass. We know he making. We know he going. It's enough people out, and I'm coming back. So we're gonna get back on Silly Billy. We ain't letting Silly Billy get away. So come on back, family. We're gonna talk about the Anunnakis. We're gonna talk about our deadbeat alien daddies and mamas and shit that came down here and had us and mixed their DNA with monkeys and made other peoples and shit and this, that. And we're going to talk about that. So come on back, family. This is General Cyrus Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Yeah. Yeah. Who said that? Yeah. Arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.